everyone, this is Dr. Mihir Shah once again with another video. In this video, we are going to learn how to solve transportation problem sums based on northwest corner rule and least cost cell method. Okay, so in this sum, we are going to take a one sum in which both these formats of both these rules will be covered up. Okay, so let us see how to solve sum based on northwest corner rule and least cost cell method under transportation problem.
Okay, now let us see how to solve the sum based on transportation problem where they've asked you to find the initial basic solution using northwest corner rule and least cost cell method. There's another method called as Vogel method, which we have already posted two to three videos on which. Okay, Vogel method, also known as VAM, along with Modi method. Okay, that is modified value method. Okay, so in this video we're going to learn about northwest corner rule and least cost cell method. Okay, the first thing is we'll just go through the question and then we'll see how to start with the very first method. The question reads out as: a company has 3 plants A, B, C and 4 warehouses PQRS. The plant ABC, for which the maximum capacity is 7, 10 and 18, and it has 4 warehouses PQRS for which the demands are 5, 8, 7 and 15. So now demands are given as 5, 8, 7 and 15, and ABC ka the supply amounts are 7, capacity that is 7, 10 and 18, which comes to 35 each. All the cells have been noted down, the values which they are given us, the cost. Find the initial basic feasible solution by number 1, northwest corner rule. So I'm starting with by northwest corner rule. I have made the table as it is from the question in this order. Okay, all the costs are put in the boxes, and now we'll have to start with the northwest corner rule. Now northwest corner means, okay, top west, okay, in the corner, meaning you'll always start from this particular corner, okay, from the very first cell, and then basically you have to solve as per the step. It will be in the step order, but it will be based on your demand and supply. So we'll have to keep fulfilling demand and supply. Okay, chalo, let us see how you start this particular sum. Okay, so for this I will write or draw it with another ink. Okay, now how we start? First, in the very first cell, we are going to start from this particular cell. Okay, the demand is 5, but the supply is 7. So now we have to see whether you can fulfill the demand, or you can remove it from the supply of something or the other. Okay, the demand is 5 and the supply is 7. So can the entire demand be fulfilled with the help of the supply? Yes, because supply is 7, that is more than demand. So I can fulfill the entire demand here. So I can write here, I can give your entire demand of 5 units. So here what will happen? My demand will become 0, and from supply 5 units are gone, so you still have 2 more units pending. Now this has become 0, matlab I can't do anything here now. So now I will move sideways. And I will come to this particular cell. Now demand is 8, and in the same row the supply is only 2, so I'll be able to only fulfill 2 demand. So from 8, 2 if I fulfill it here, supply becomes 0 and demand is still 6 pending. Now remember, if the supplies become 0, this and this is gone, so I can't go further. I'll have to come down now because there's no way going on top. So I'll come down. Now again the same thing. The demand is 6, supply is 10, so I can fulfill the entire demand of 6 units. So my demand has become 0. From 10, 6 is gone, so 4 is pending. This has become 0. I can't go here further down. I'll go sideways now. Again, demand is 7, supply is only 4, so I can only fulfill 4 units. Supplies become 0, demand is still 3 pending. Again, supplies become 0, I can't go here. I'll have to come down. Demand is 3, supply is 18, so I can fulfill 3 of the demand. So from 18, 3 is gone, so 15 is pending. So now there's no way going down, so I'll have to go last step in the last cell. Demand is 15, supply is also 15. I have fulfilled both of them. Everything will become 0. So this is how basically we have to solve the northwest corner rules. We start from the northwest and you go in step order. Okay. So once we have got that, now we can find the the feasible region by finding the total cost. So the total cost is equal to, just have to multiply them now. So it will be 5 into 38 plus 2 into 60 plus 6 into 60 plus 4 into 80 plus 3 into 120 plus 15 into 40. Okay, so 38, sorry, it is 5 into 38. Okay, I have taken 3 here. 5 into 38, which is 190. 2 60s are 120. 6 60s are 360. 4 8s are 32. The 320. 360 and 600. When you add up the whole thing, we will get the value as 1950. So my initial basic feasible solution is 1950. That was as per northwest corner rule. Okay, so I hope everyone have understood. It goes in the zigzag. We start with the extreme left and then it goes in the zigzag order. Okay, that was as per the first method. Now same question they've also asked us B part from the least cost method. So let us see now how to solve that particular rule. Okay, so I have made the same table. Now it is the IBI as per least cost cell method. We'll just note down the demand and supply which were given. 7, 10 and 18, the total of which comes to 35, and demand is 5, 8, 7 and 15, which also comes to 35. Now as per finding IBFS as per least cost method or least cost cell method, the rule is very simple. Check for the least cost from the entire table, and based on that we'll have to allocate the demand and supply and fulfill it. Okay, chalo, let us see how to go ahead with that. Now check least cost. Check the least cost in the entire table. So if you look carefully, the least cost which I can see is 20. Okay, least is the 20. 20 is the least. So chalo, this will be our very first cell. Since 20 is the least, demand is 8, supply is 18. I can fulfill the entire demand, so I can put a full 8. So my supply will now become 10 because 8 has been already used. Okay, now again remember demand is 0, so I can't use any of this value now. So the next lowest which I can see is 24. So this will be my next allocated cell. Demand is 15, but supply is only 7, so I can only fulfill 7 units. Supply became 0 and your demand will now become 8, which is still pending. Okay, supplies become 0, so none of these cells can be occupied now. Now from the remaining check, which is the next lowest value, 140, 80, 120, 40 is the lowest value, so this will be the next cell. Demand is 8, supply is 10. I can fulfill the entire demand. 2 is still pending. Again this has become 0, so I can't use this cell now. So from these four, the lowest value is now, in both we have 80 and 80. So one by one we will fulfill it. First I'll fulfill this one. So demand is 5, but supply is only 2. So I can only fulfill 2. This has become 0. This is 3 still pending. Since this has become 0, this goes X. Now as we said, we'll have to go with this one. Demand is 7, supply is only 10. Supply is more than demand, so I can fulfill the entire demand. This is 0, 3 is still pending. Again this is 0, so none of the stuffs are remaining. Now whatever is remaining, if I can look carefully, there's only one cell pending where the demand is 3 and the supply is also 3. So everything is nullified. So this is how we had to solve as per least cost cell method. Catch the least cell and start allocating the demand and supply. And now once we have done this, we can now find the total cost. So the total cost is equal to, it will be 3 into 140 plus 2 into 80 plus 8 into 20 plus 7 into 80 plus 7 into 24 plus 8 into 40. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 sorry 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I missed out a 1, I guess. 4, no, 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 6 and 6. Okay, so all the values are done. So now we multiply and we check the amount. So 3 into 140 is 420, 82s are 160, again 20 into 8 is 160, then we have 7 into 80 which is 560, then 7 into 24 which is 168, and 8 into 40 is 320. So once I add it up, 168 plus 560 plus 160 plus 160 and 420, we should get a final answer as 1788. Therefore my IBFS is 1788. Okay, so this is how you all had to solve the sum based on the method based on least square or least cost cell method or least cost method. Okay, so with this we were able to solve the sum in both the method, northwest corner method as well as least cost method. Okay, so I hope all of you all have understood. With that, we will be ending this video here. Thank you.